People ask me, how many ways can I do my deals? I mean, I started testing it with my staff today. I said to them, okay, I want to show you how I'm going to do this presentation today. I said, ask me anything you like. I have two accountants that are new, and they started asking me, Sharif, I've been watching your videos, etc. Because, I have like a lot of videos on YouTube. And one of them said, well, how many ways can I do the deals? I said, okay, one, you can do it alone. Most people are doing deals by themselves. They just go find deals, find wholesale, then they hire people under them, and it's too much pressure, and then they try to get their spouse to work with them, they try to get help, and then there's helpers freaking out, and they're stealing their deals, and then the deals. You can't do much by yourself. There is only so much time, so much knowledge, so much effort you can do. So what happens is people grow and they do partnerships. So they bring somebody and say, let's partner up. What ends up happening is one person gets dissatisfied with the other. There are fights, there are problems. And no matter what you write down, it's a different situation when it's action time. Number three is joint ventures, like one entity with another. Those are much better if you know how to do it, how to structure it. Actually, in the training, I'm going to give you how I structure it. I'll give you a copy. That contract cost me $8,000 to be able to actually work it in a way through the years that you will be able to get exactly a win-win with a joint venture partnership. Number four is syndication. What's the difference between syndication and real estate fund? Syndication, when you go to an attorney, you pay $25,000 to $30,000. You set up one syndication, meaning we're going to put one asset in the structure. I'm going to raise money to acquire this storage facility. I'm going to raise money to buy this apartment building. That's a syndication. It has an opening date. It has an amount that's going to be raised. It's going to have the payouts for the investors, and it's going to have a closing date. We estimate to sell the property within 5 to 7 years. It's going to have to be very clear. And that's now called the private placement memorandum. And you're going to go and tell people, I'm raising money for this deal, etc. And there is ways to do it. That's a syndication, a very good way to raise money. And usually there are equity funds, meaning you raise the money, you pay the investors maybe 4 or 5% cash flow, and then when you sell, there is a X in gains, so you give them 70% of the upside gain. But there is a better way. Best way is real estate funds. Real estate funds is you set up one fund, one entity. You file it with the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the government organization that manages and controls the way people raise money, who they raise money from, and how they deploy the capital. This is very, very powerful and extremely important. It changed my life. I was doing very well. I was a multimillionaire until I said one day, okay, I'm going to teach this class because people have been asking me about real estate syndication. And I said, guys, the way to do it is to set up a real estate fund. Why? You set it up once and you can use it forever after. You can use it for 30 years. It's revolving. So you raise money, you deploy it, you pay the investors, you can cash them out, they can cash out. But it's a debt fund. Here's what I'm going to pay you. You give me so much, I'll give you this. You give me more, I'll give you a little bit more. I can cash you out anytime. You can call your money within the 12 months because in 12 months I can get other investors, I can sell the properties. And you can put in that fund, not just one asset, but many assets. It mitigates your risk. It reduces the risk for the investors and for yourself. It opens your opportunities incredibly strong. It makes you have better connections with the banks. I've been using the same banks for the past 14 years. When I send, this is MIXIF or this is SFI fund, my two funds, the banks already know, they already have the paperwork. Boom, we're able to roll out for the new acquisition. We're selling, we pay off that loan, we pay off this person is getting married, they want out of the fund, we cash them out, then they want to come back in because they sold their parents' house, inherited money. Amazing way to make money. I'm going to decipher this mystery for you. Nobody's talking about this stuff. They're all talking about syndication, one deal at a time, apartment buildings, when interest rate has gone up. You're going to see how it's done and how I've actually made money when the market had collapsed in 2010, 11, 2009, 10, 11. I set up my fund. My first fund was in 2009. I had been already teaching this stuff for God knows how many years. And we set it up. We thought we were going to raise maybe 5 million in a year. We raised 5 million in less than 90 days. I'm going to show you how to raise the money, how to do it ethically, profitably, and following the SEC rules. Anyway, I got too excited about real estate funds. That's one of the best, if not the best way to raise capital. As a matter of fact, I challenge people who have publicly traded companies, which is also another way to raise capital. I can put them head to head, having a publicly traded company versus having a real estate fund, and you'll see having a real estate fund is a lot better. Why? Publicly traded company, you constantly have to have expenses for audits, you have to have steam, you have to have It gets registered with SEC. It's just different compliance level. Set up a real estate fund. It's better than having a bank. It's better than having just one syndication. And you can turn on the raising of capital, you can turn it off. You can buy capital producing cash flow properties, or you can buy some that you can buy fix and flip. You can have 10 assets, you can have 3 assets, you can scale it or reduce it. How many ways you can do the deals? Best ways is real estate funds combined with joint ventures. And it will all make sense when you come to the training, the live training.